Hello everyone, welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Brianna Ebish.
And I'm Hannah Simerson. Let's take a look at what we have on today's show.
Hi, it's AJ Urbina. Stay tuned to hear about this week's weather update.
Hi, I'm Bailey Gatus.
And I'm Ariel Reed. Today we will be giving you an update on Wilkes Athletics Spring Contests.
Stay tuned to hear all about your Colonel Athletics.
So as many of you know, March is Women's History Month, and we're just kind of winding out of that month, and there's still celebrations going on to recognize that.
And to celebrate Women's History Month here at Wilkes Now, there are no men in the studio today. Everybody that we do have in the studio is super talented, so we're very excited for today's show.
Yeah, and we have a familiar face returning to Sports Now later on, which is really exciting too, so it's going to be a great show. Please join the Wilkes Gender and Sexuality Alliance at 11 a.m. on Thursday, March 31st at the flagpoles in the Veterans Memorial Court on the Fenner Quadrangle to celebrate International Transgender Day of Visibility. We will raise the trans flag, and then President Kant and Associate Professor Helen Davis, GSA Advisor, plus GSA officers Henry Jergowitz and Cash Schiller will briefly speak. We hope you'll celebrate with us so we have a strong, visible support and celebration of our trans community members.
The annual Glow Run will take place this Saturday, April 2nd. The Glow Run is a 5K event dedicated to promoting unity and raising funds and awareness of suicide prevention. Registration for the event runs from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Sims Center, and the celebration of life begins immediately following the race. Registration is $10 for Wilkes students, $15 for general admission, and $8 per person if a team is registered. All proceeds from the event will go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You can donate or register in advance through AFSP's website at www.afsp.org. If you have any questions, you may contact Jameer Wilson at jameer.wilson@wilkes.edu. Now let's throw it to Ariel for Beacon Briefs.
This is Ariel Reed, your managing editor of The Beacon. Now, let's dive into Beacon Briefs.
This week's Beacon is a big one. We have a lot of major events covered in this issue. Our first big event this week is Dance-a-thon. The Dance Marathon at Wilkes University was held on Saturday, March 26th. Up to that point, donations reached $11,500 going towards the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, an organization that raises money to help benefit over 10 million children in North America. The day was packed with dance lessons, games, and other activities. During the day, we were introduced to 3 wonderful miracle kids, each with their own inspirational story of their medical issues and how they received help from Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Be sure to check out our story on pages 12 and 13 for the full recap of the day. If you weren't able to attend, be aware that you are still able to donate. Donations are still be taking until April 4th at 11:45 p.m. In order to donate, please text Wilkes DM to 51555, or you can check out our center spread to scan a QR code to be sent to the link to Donor Drive. The Allen P. Kirby Center will be hosting its 5th annual Veterans Recognition Breakfast on April 19th from 8 to 10 a.m. at Genetti's Hotel. The breakfast is open to the public with a registration fee of $50. The breakfast is part of the support brought by the Veterans Entrepreneurship Initiative within the Kirby Center. The initiative was established after the center sought to find a way to support the 79,428 veterans in northeastern PA. Come out and support our local veterans. Now over to our Life, Arts, and Entertainment section. Are you interested in taking fall courses that address diversity or looking to pick up a class for your Women and Gender Study minor? Check out page 9 for our feature on all diversity-oriented courses, including a checklist of ones which you might want to take. The list ranges from 101 Gen Eds to 300 level courses, from not just liberal arts courses, but also STEM and business courses as well. This week's Creative Colonel is quite certainly a Jack of all trades. Jack Flynn, sophomore musical theater major, is featured this week for his amazing musical talents. A triple threat in theater, he finds his passion acting, singing, and tap dancing. If you want to see his talent in action, you can watch him as Billy Flynn in the theater department's performance of Chicago on April 7th and 8th at 8 p.m. and April 9th and 10th at 2 p.m. Now over to our opinion section. You can check out Rudy's piece on the efforts it takes to eat healthy in college, ways we can improve on it through both internal and external actions and perspectives, and how to overcome the obstacles we face when eating or ordering food. Last but certainly not least, let's hop over to our sports section. Being a student athlete is busy enough as is, but imagine how busy your schedule will become if you also take on your master's degree while working full-time. Well, that's what 3 students did. Baseball players Dominic Bayo, Nick Pronti, and Brandon Rio against all obstacles come back for their 5th year of eligibility while working full-time and completing their masters. In addition to our Wilkes Now TV interview with the three, be sure to check out their feature on page 19. One more thing before you go, we'd like to thank everybody who donated on Giving Day. Be sure to check out our back cover of this issue where we give a recap of all the records broken this year with our hefty donations. Thank you again.
That's all we have for Beacon Briefs. Don't forget to grab your copy around campus today and in the surrounding areas. Or you can go to www.thewilkesbeacon.com for more information. Now, let's throw it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Ariel. Wilkes Now will be right back after this public service announcement.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
The Society of Women Engineers and the Pennsylvania Society of Professional Engineers will host an alumni networking event at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, March 29th via Zoom. The event will feature alumni from a variety of engineering disciplines, including electrical, environmental, mechanical, and civil, and is open to all engineering students. You'll have the opportunity to ask for advice from the alumni and ask questions about what they have been up to since graduation. It's a great way for undecided engineers to decide on what they would like to do, as well as a great chance to ask alumni about internships and interviews. Registration is not required, and the Zoom link will be shared the day before the event.
Also on April 2nd, the Wilkes University As Me Car Show will take place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 237 South Franklin Street in Wilkes-Barre. Pre-registration has passed, but registration can be done at the gate for $20. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Seeing Eye. The Seeing Eye is an organization that enhances independence for blind individuals through the use of specially trained seeing eye dogs. If you have questions, please email asme@wilkes.edu. Now let's take a moment to check out Dance Marathon.
The second annual dance marathon that took place in the Sims Center on Main in the McHale Athletic Center on March 26th from 2 to 8 p.m. was a successful first in-person event for Dance Marathon due to the conflicts of COVID-19 forcing the first ever event to be held online. Dance Marathon is a way to fundraise for local children's hospitals through Children's Miracle Network. Throughout the event, there was much to offer to celebrate with children. There was dancing, food, games, prizes, an escape room, rock climbing, and obstacle courses, as well as volleyball and basketball. Even Dr. Kant, the university president, got in on some of the fun. The different clubs that were in attendance were the Wilkes University Dance Team, Wilkes Adventure Education, GSA, and many more. With all the fun and excitement, there were also a handful of children that came to present their stories on their battle with childhood cancer. In total, as of the end of the event, the Wilkes University Dance Marathon raised $11,500, which blew the expected goal, nearly tripling the amount from the first dance marathon. With there still being time, you have until April 4th at 11:45 p.m. to make your contributions to the cause. Kids can't wait. Now let's send it to Hannah with more on Dance Marathon.
Hi, I'm Hannah Simerson, and I'm reporting from Dance Marathon. With me here is Donald Ballou. So Donald, can you tell me a bit more about the event and your position?
Absolutely. I'm the Executive Director of Dance Marathon, which means I'm overseeing everything. I've been in the works with this for probably, I don't even know how many months, probably starting in October. With me and the other directors, we have been planning every single thing about this event, from what's going to be there, how it's going to be marketed, just the whole event planning shenanigans and everything like that. And this has all been in an effort to raise money for Janet Weiss's Children's Hospital in Danville, PA, as part of our relationship with Children's Miracle Network.
Awesome. All right, so Donald, what is your favorite part of the event so far?
I absolutely loved the dance team lesson. I loved how many people were joining in on it, and the dance itself was so fun. We even had our Miracle Kids Sage perform it with us and everything, so that was really great.
You could definitely tell it was a fan favorite today. So Donald, how do you feel about the turnout for the event?
I'm completely overwhelmed with joy with the turnout. Everybody here can really just stay as long as they want, and they've been going in and out and coming back, and it's so clear that everyone is here to be able to have like this giant party for all of our Miracle Kids and just celebrate that we're being able to make a real difference in our local community.
I'm here with Ariana Como. So Ariana, can you tell me a bit more about your position on Dance Marathon?
Yeah, I ran social media for the Dance Marathon. I've been taking pictures all day and posting them, trying to get people to come.
Awesome. Okay, what has your favorite part of the event been so far?
Today, my favorite part was seeing Sage, who is one of our Children's Miracle Network kids, get her award for being the 2022 champion. It was just very heartwarming.
So Sean, can you tell me what made you want to come out to Dance Marathon today?
Honestly, it's for the kids, man. Do everything for the kids, man, you know? No matter what they ask me to do, it's for a cause, for a great cause. We're all out here doing our thing, you know, raising money, no matter what, to support the kids, man. And honestly, just gotta help people, man. That's my calling, just helping people out, you know. That's what I'm about, man. So honestly, coming out here is a good idea, you know. I advise anyone that didn't come out, next time they do something like this, come on out. It's an amazing time to be with each other, amazing time to be with your friends, and it's for the kids, you know. That's the motto today, for the kids.
It definitely is. We love to hear that. So what was your favorite event so far today?
Volleyball.
That was a quick answer.
Nah, I'm low-key biased. I'll say doing the learning that dance with the dancers earlier, that was fun. Because honestly, you know, I don't dance. And it's just amazing to see everyone coordinated, to see like everyone having fun, smiles on their faces. You know, just after a long week, you know, everyone deserved the time to just relax, be with each other, and have fun. And it's for the kids, remember.
Lauren, can you tell me a bit more about what went into the planning process for this event and like how you guys all contributed?
Yes, so Donald and I went to Sam's Club yesterday, Walmart and Party City, and got a bunch of supplies together. Took a few trips to go and get the balloons today, but it was all worth it, and I loved seeing the kids' smiles.
Definitely, it is something nice here. So Lauren, can you tell me what your favorite part of the event was?
Definitely handing Sage her gift that we got for her. Seeing her smile, it was just very special.
So Amanda, can you tell me a bit more about what made you come out to the event today?
Yeah, so I'm actually on the dance team, and we came out to support the foundation, and this is for me, it's the first in-person dance marathon since like COVID, so it was just really great to come all together and see everyone and support one another.
Awesome, I love to hear that. So what was your favorite part of the event so far?
Honestly, I just loved interacting with everyone. It's like really great in there. Everyone's like now able to see each other's faces for like the first time in a while. We're all talking, the dancing and singing. It's just so much fun, all the activities.
March is Women's History Month. Wilkes now would like to take a moment to recognize the incredible women who have paved the way for us to be successful, and there are so many incredible women right here in the Wyoming Valley and even from the Wilkes community.
We're first going to start with Carrie Miscavige, the first female publisher at the Times Leader. She graduated from Wilkes University in 1995, and her first post-college job was at the Times Leader. And 26 years later, Miscavige is leading the only company she has ever worked for after being named as the newspaper's first female publisher in its 114-year history.
And now we'll be discussing the sweet tale of Gertrude Hawk. After her father died when she was young and her mother was ill, she knew that she had to support her family somehow in some way. Hawk first discovered her love for chocolatiering at the age of 12 while working at a local candy shop in her hometown of Scranton, and from there, it's all history. The first Gertrude Hawk candy factory was opened in 1962 right after Interstate 81 off of Drinker Street in Dunmore.
Today, Gertrude Hawk Candy Company employs over 1,000 people and has stores throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York.
And now to discuss Abigail Geisinger. Geisinger bought the William H. McGill property in 1912 with instructions to make the builders to make my hospital right, make it the best. After she had been inconvenienced by the distance between her home in Danville to the nearest hospital in Bloomsburg. The George F. Geisinger Memorial Hospital, named in honor of her late husband, was built in 1915. With this hospital being built and expanding over the years, Pennsylvania's lives have been saved.
Another leading woman from Pennsylvania is Mary Lou Scranton, the First Lady of Pennsylvania from 1963 to 1967. She was the first woman to serve on the Board of Trustees for the University of Scranton and the California Institute of Technology, Caltech. While on Caltech's board, she successfully secured federal funding for NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is still in operation today. She defended the laboratory and successfully secured federal funding for the laboratory against budget cuts by the Reagan administration during the 1980s and has inspired many women ever since.
That is all for the segment on Women's History Month. Let's send it to a quick PSA.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Hi, and welcome back to Sports Now. I'm Bailey Gaitis.
And I'm Ariel Reed. This week we have baseball starting off this week's contest with a home game this afternoon starting at 3:30 p.m. as they host Penn State Wilkes-Barre. The Colonels are coming off a 3-game losing streak with 3 losses to Arcadia University. In the first game on Friday, Wilkes made a late game comeback but fell short with a 10-9 loss. The doubleheader on Saturday resulted in more one-run losses of 6-5 and 2-1. Graduate student Dominic Bayo told Bailey after Friday's loss that they know that they are a team that can hit the ball and each guy feeds off of one another. And graduate student Nip Pronti added, "This loss stings just like they all do." Wilkes will look to get their bats firing and hopefully end the losing streak by feeding off of each other's energy. After today, baseball will also play on Friday and Saturday with an away game on Friday at FDU Florham and a home doubleheader on Saturday as they host FDU.
Softball will play tomorrow in a doubleheader hosting Penn State Hazleton at 4:30 and 6:30 p.m. Last Friday, the Colonels split their games with Alfred University with a 2-1 win and a 4-0 loss. In the first game, senior Rhea Aron started on the mound for Wilkes, and junior Hope Mullins closed the game. Mullins told Sports Now reporter Chris that the most important thing to take away from today was our energy, and that they were regionally ranked. So I think that our energy was really good throughout both games. This week's Female Athlete of the Week sophomore Hayden Callman had 2 hits off of 3 at-bats with 2 RBIs to secure the win. In the second game, Wilkes was unable to bring runners in, and Alfred capitalized on each hit, scoring 4 runs on 6 hits. After tomorrow's doubleheader, the Colonels will travel to FDU for another doubleheader starting at noon.
The men's lacrosse team is coming off of an 18-13 loss to Utica College and will be playing tomorrow at home as they will face off against Delaware Valley University at 7 p.m. In their loss to Utica, the Male Athlete of the Week, senior Ethan Weaver, gained his 100th point after having 2 goals and 3 assists on the day. After their game tomorrow, the Colonels will host FDU on Saturday at 1 p.m. The women's lacrosse team is coming off of a 1-goal loss to Newman University as they fell 11-10. They will travel to Delaware Valley tomorrow for a 4 p.m. match and will travel to FDU on Saturday for a 1 p.m. game. Seniors Cameron DeVitt and Sarah Bauman are leading the Colonels with 19 goals each.
The men's tennis team will start their spring season this Friday at home against Ursinus College at 4:30 p.m. Wilkes has 11 male tennis players on the roster currently, all of which are looking forward to getting their season started. The women's tennis team will begin their season on Saturday at 2 p.m. at Lafayette College and at 4:30 p.m. hosting New Paltz. The women's team includes a roster of 8 who are also excited to get their season going. The men's golf team will continue their season with a round at King's College on Thursday, starting at 1 p.m. After Thursday, Wilkes will host Misericordia University on Saturday at the Huntsville Golf Club for a 1 p.m. match. The women's golf team will have a tri-match against Kings and the University of Scranton on Saturday, starting at noon at the Stonehenge Golf Course.
The men's volleyball team is 9-20 on the year with a 5-game losing streak. Their most recent loss was this past Saturday at Stevens, where they fell in 3 sets. They will host Kings tomorrow at 7 p.m. for a cross-town rival matchup.
Be sure to come and support your Colonels as they look to take down the Monarchs. And finally on Saturday, volleyball will travel to Stevens University for a tri-match with the Ducks and Eastern University starting at 3 p.m.
Stay tuned to Sports Now as we will be keeping you updated on all the games and statistics every Tuesday.
For more real-time information on all of the Wilkes athletic events, statistics, and final scores, go to www.gowilkesU.com.
You can read more about all of the Wilkes athletes and teams in this week's issue of The Beacon. Find a copy around campus or visit www.thewilkesbeacon.com. That's all we have this week for Sports Now. I'm Ariel Reed.
And I'm Bailey Gatiss. Now here is an interview that Sports Now reporter Zara Landsman got to do with 3 Wilkes baseball players.
Hello all, I'm Zara Landsman. And today we will be featuring 3 baseball players that are working full-time, playing their sport, and getting their masters. First up is Brandon Reno. Hi, I'm Zara Lanson. Welcome to Sports Now. Today I'm here to interview Brandon Reno. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So obviously my name is Brandon Reno. I graduated with my undergraduate in nursing in May, which I started a job in the emergency department at Geisinger in around July. So I've been working, and recently I just started my master's in business administration, where I'm continuing my baseball career for 1 more year.
Okay. So what does your daily schedule consist of?
So my daily schedule consists mostly based off of sleep. I work the night shift as a nurse, so it's a little bit harder to get as much sleep as I can, especially now that I have to try and cycle and get between practice and also schoolwork. So my schedule consists of sleep, baseball practice, schoolwork, and then work if I have it.
So what do you find yourself spending more time on?
I definitely spend most of my time in the hospital. I mean, I only work 3 12-hour shifts. However, it becomes a lot, especially on days that we're busy. I just see myself spending a lot more time in the hospital than I do on the baseball field, that's for sure.
So why did you choose Wilkes for graduate school?
I chose Wilkes for graduate school because of the opportunities that I've received as an undergraduate. Obviously, our coaching staff were very adamant about Nick and I coming back and Dom, but the ability to go to a school that I'm comfortable with, also receiving my master's degree, and being able to compete, especially with the kids that I know, was the reason why I came back.
Okay. So does playing baseball make it harder to be a registered nurse, or like vice versa?
The biggest thing when making my decision was that it can't make it harder for me to be a registered nurse, because obviously sometimes you have to make decisions that can impact a patient's outcome. So it's definitely harder to be a baseball player than it is a registered nurse. And I really try and get that balance between when I can make it to practice and sometimes I have to miss, but it's because you have to be mentally focused to be a nurse.
So, and then what was the driving force behind staying an additional year? You kind of like touched on it a little bit, but.
Driving force behind staying was, as a baseball player's standpoint, was the fact that the opportunities that our coaching staff gave us. They worked really well with us, and I think that with how much stuff that coach does for the players, I think that I wanted to give back to him and understand that I may have an impact in the success of our season. So that was kind of my driving force in staying. And also on a school standpoint, I think that a lot of people were telling me it's better that you get your degree now than later. It's a lot easier to come back to school when you're still fresh than start working and then go back later.
Makes sense. So how do you balance everything?
Balancing everything was hard at first. In the fall, it was just practice, so I got a chance to get my feet wet. Understanding when I can make practice, when I can't, was the biggest thing for me, because I've always had a problem with missing practices when I was in my undergraduate degree. So learning that fine balance between how much sleep I can get versus when I can make practice. So it's like, it's hard sometimes, but I just try to go to the practices when I get enough sleep and make sure that I am at work on time and I feel good to go to work, but it makes it difficult.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. We'll be right back after this PSA.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Welcome back. Let's throw it to AJ for the weather.
Thanks, Bree. Welcome back. I'm AJ Rubino. It is currently 23 degrees outside. Just when you thought you could put your coat away, you got to bring it back out. The high today will be 38 and the low will be 19. The sunrise today was at 6:49 and the sunset will be at 7:25. Looking at this from a weekly perspective, tomorrow it's going to snow. Exciting. With a high of 45 and a low of 39. Thursday is going to be showers with a high of 68 and a low of 43. So the snow won't be here for long. It'll be melted away. Looking at this from a weekly perspective, tomorrow the snow and ice will be coming from the western region. However, this region in the east is going to be more primarily snow. However, on the western side is going to be more primarily ice. At 11 a.m., it will be turning more into a mix of snow and ice and rain. By 2 p.m., it should be clearing out. However, in the northeastern region, it will be more ice. And by 5 p.m., this should all be clear. Looking ahead, is this the end for snow? Who knows? However, warmer temperatures are starting to become finally consistent. That's all the time I have for today. So let's send back to the anchor desk.
That's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric Channel 97 at noon.
Also, check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show and more. In case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.